Hey guys, ECRG here, back with another episode. Today we're going to be talking about SDV, Source Document Verification. Or if this is the first of this series that you're watching, this is going to be about a 2 or 3 video series. The first one was about SDR, Source Document Review. This one's about Source Document Verification, or oftentimes called Source Data Verification. I've seen both. But there's a key difference here. So when we talked about an SDR, source document review, is about going through the source documents and reviewing any discrepancies you see between the source documents. So looking at the adverse events log, looking at the concomitant medications log or ConMeds log, making sure they match up, making sure physician's notes matches up with what the patient is reporting, any of those side effects they're reporting, making sure it all matches up and cross-referencing again and again and again. That's SDR. But source document review is really the process of making sure that the source document data has been entered correctly into the CRF, which is basically your EDC, your electronic data capture system. Commonly, metadata rave is a common one that people use. So to give you a more formal definition on SDV, I have here SDV is defined as the process by which data within the CRF or other data collection system is compared to the original source of information to confirm that the data was transcribed accurately. So that's a good definition of SDV. And this is something that CRAs have been doing a long time. This is what CRAs primarily do when they go on site. This is one of the most important things, making sure that the data is entered correctly into the electronic data capture system. This is one of the primary things that they go on site for, and really what monitoring is about in a sense, because a lot of times monitoring and traditional monitoring, it has been 100% SDV. Every data collection point must be verified by the CRA when they go on site. But now with risk-based monitoring, and if you don't know a lot about that, you can check out our videos on risk-based monitoring. But with risk-based monitoring, they're going to be looking at data at profiles of the site to see how they are with data entry and those key selection criteria, and really deciding how much of their data they're going to source data verify. So is it going to be 75%, 80%? If they're a really, really good site, it could be even less than that. But if they're a really bad site, they're going to want more monitoring visits and more of the data to be verified. So that's risk-based monitoring in a nutshell. But that's basically what source data verification is. It's a bread and butter task of what CRAs do. But like I was saying in the SDR video, the source document review video, is SDR is something that really should be done first, because you want to make sure that the data is entered into the CRF correctly by the study coordinator, or that they're making sure that they're collecting the data accurately and they're writing it down. And now one thing that you want to check for as a CRA is you want to make sure that when you're doing SDV, that you are looking at the original source. You're not looking at, because sometimes the study coordinators will make their own source sheets, which is a summary from all of the printouts. So if you got an EKG printout, if you got a mammogram printout, I'm just naming tests, lab printout, whatever, they'll make a sheet that summarizes all of that, and that they will write down the information and then use that to enter the data into the CRF or whatever it is. There's oftentimes like these little cheat sheets that they make, or maybe the sponsor makes them too, for them to easily record that data. But as a CRA, you want to make sure that you're going to the original data. So you want to make sure you're going to that EKG printout. You want to make sure that you're going to that lab printout and verifying that data yourself from the original printout. It's basically like you want to hear it from the horse's mouth type of situation. You don't want to hear information through somebody else. It's the same type of thing with source document verification. You want to verify the data from the original source. So that's something to keep in mind. And once again, this is something that could be a little confusing if you've never been on site before or seen what source data looks like. But if you ever get that opportunity, it will all start to make sense and why this is so important. It's like a big puzzle, and when it all finally comes together, it all makes sense. So I want to keep this video short. As always, guys, if you got any questions, email me, eliteclinicalgroup@gmail.com. Take care.